have already learned about two syllable types, open syllables and closed syllables. In this lesson, we will learn about a third syllable called vowel consonant E. The pattern is simple to understand and might be a pattern you have learned before. In this pattern, two vowels work together to spell a long vowel sound.
The strange thing about this pattern is that the vowels aren't together. They are separated by a consonant letter.
Let's start our investigation of this syllable type with a very simple word.
This is the word at. It has two phonemes, at. At is a closed syllable, and the vowel sound is short.
When we add an E to the end of the word, instead of adding a phoneme, it just changes the vowel phoneme from short to long, and the word becomes ate.
Let's examine what's happening. Ate has two phonemes, A and T. Even though the A and the E are separated by a consonant letter, they're working together to spell a long vowel sound. Here's how. Even though we can't hear this E, it has the very important job of helping the A to spell its long vowel sound, A.
This is called the vowel consonant E syllable pattern. In this syllable type, we see one vowel, then one consonant, and then an E. Some people call this the silent E or the magic E, but we call it vowel consonant E because the E has a very important job. It is working with the first vowel letter to spell the long vowel sound.
To learn more about this syllable type, I'm going to turn 5 closed syllable words into 5 vowel consonant E words. All these words follow the same syllable type. They have one vowel followed by one or more consonants, and because they have this structure, we know they are closed syllables.
In a closed syllable, the vowel sound is typically short, which is true of all these words. Watch as I change these words to a vowel consonant E pattern. As I change them, I will read the new words. Listen as the pronunciation changes.
When I add an E to the end of the word mad, it becomes made, Notice how only the vowel sound changed. The short A became a long A. All the other phonemes remain the same. We didn't add a phoneme. When I add an E to the end of the word pet, it becomes Pete. Spin becomes spine. Not becomes note.
So just to emphasize, guys, what they mean by it is that you can't hear this E at the end, right? It's not no-T, right? It's not no-te. This E is silent, but what it's doing is it's changing our vowel sound. So our vowel goes from short, this word goes from not, na-a-a-a-at, O as an octopus, right? Because it's a closed syllable, so it should be short. But when they add that sneaky little E at the end, it's going to change that O to a long O, and you're not going to hear it at all. You're not going to hear that E. So that word goes from not to no, o-o-oat. That O says its name, right? It's a long O because of that E. So when they say we don't add a phoneme at the end, right? Remember, phoneme means sound. We don't hear that E. It's not no-T. It's just note. We hear the n, right? Finger stretch, n, o, t, note. We hear 3 phonemes. We should have 3 fingers up. We don't hear that E. It just changed that O. Let's keep watching.
And cub becomes cube. Remember, we use information about syllable types to predict the vowel sounds. When I see this syllable structure of vowel, then a consonant, and then a final E, the vowel sound will usually be long.
Before you work with your teacher to build some vowel consonant E syllables, let's learn a few more things. Let's learn how to touch and say a syllable that has this pattern. When we see the vowel consonant E pattern, we will use 2 fingers to touch the vowel letter and the E at the same time, since these letters work together to spell one sound. This is the word cake. When I touch and say this word, I will be sure to touch the A and the E at the same time, while saying the long A sound. It looks like this. K, A, K, cake.
Let me show you one more important thing. We have already learned that the letter Y can be a vowel, and the letter Y is a vowel in this pattern too. This is the word type. Type has 3 sounds, T, I, P. The word has a vowel consonant E pattern. The Y and the E are working together to spell a long I sound. When I touch and say this word, I will be sure to touch the Y and the E at the same time while saying the long I sound. It looks like this. T, I, P. Type.
Now it's your...
So remember, guys, they touch both of those letters because they're working together. You can't hear that E. So it's almost like they're partners. They're partners that are separated by that consonant. So that's why we touch them together, because they're working together. Okay? So remember, this is a VCE pattern. We're going to continue to work on this, but I just wanted you guys to emphasize, right, that this E is working with our vowel sound, and it can't be heard
And
on its
I add
own.
an E to the end of the word